Alright, hi, welcome to part 2. So I got my grub, but they ran out of the quesadilla sauce. So yeah, instead of eating them with the creamy jalapeno, I have to eat it with the creamy chipotle, which is fine. I'm used to the taste of creamy chipotle, but it's not my preferred, but that's probably the closest thing to creamy jalapeno. I mean, I got 2 things of fries also, but it didn't look like they seasoned them. You know, I didn't want to complain. They gave me a discount, which is kind of funny, but it is what it is. Probably because I go there all the time. Alright. So, I'm just gonna go home, eat, and then it's grind time with more of Sonic Adventure. So yeah. In the last part I was talking about that the second shift manager for housekeeping and transport unexpectedly resigned today. So now all of housekeeping and transport are under the same manager again. And I was also making the point that maybe with that maybe we should have like a second shift team lead for transport, just to, you know, split the work a little bit. But it should be based on someone who's reliable, has seniority, and is, you know, dependable, and it's always, you know, shows up to work 9 times out of 10. But the only thing that the second shift team lead will not handle is actual scheduling. Because that should just be under the first shift transport team lead anyways. I don't know. That's just my thing. He put in his resignation apparently today. So yeah. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. I mean, kind of not really a fan of the creamy Chipotle, but it's creamy, and you know, too much of it can kind of get to me a little bit. So even though I would normally would have spent like close to $45, it was $10 cheaper than what I normally would pay because they gave me a discount. And it's kind of funny is that they gave me a discount even though I you know, is that even legal? I don't think that's even legal. But yeah, anyways, I need to commentate part 5 of Sonic Adventure, because I wanted to do it last night, but when I did, the timing was kind of bad since Mom was getting off work, and then my iPad was running low on battery, which I was like, oh god damn it. And I was like, you know what, the hell with it, I'll do it later. And here we are. Since, you know, I have the house to myself for a few hours, so I'm just gonna eat first and then we're gonna go and do that. And then I need to make parts I think it's 7 and 8 or 8 and 9. It's one of those two combos, but recording part 8 is definitely going to be a yes. I just don't remember if it's 7 and 8 or 8 and 9. Okay. It's kind of warm and kind of humid. Well, I mean, it is like, I don't know, like 80 degrees. Humidity is about 60-some%. So it's hot and, you know, decently warm. I mean, you guys can see me starting to sweat. I've been working on that house for months. Oh yeah, elections. Oh yeah. This year's election cycle, there's a lot of elections I have to kind of keep up with a bit. I mean, I know everyone's kind of focused with the presidential election this year, since, you know, Biden is not going to run for another term, so he will forever be a however many term senator of Delaware, a 2-term vice president under Obama, and a 1-term president that has destroyed the American economy. So, yeah, that's practically all I have to say about that. Because Trump is, even though he was impeached twice, especially his most recent being from the January 6th riots, back in 2021. And, since the Senate decided that the majority of the Senate thought he was, well, okay, let's say this. In order for full conviction, even though when the trial actually happened, he was actually a private citizen at that point and was, a former president. And so, in order to be convicted and be disqualified from holding any office in the future, it has to be a supermajority in the Senate, which is 2/3. Which means that 67 senators have to say, yes, he is guilty, and, all that stuff. And if at least 67 say yes, guilty, like as a bare minimum, then he would not be eligible to run for president again if he so chooses. Well, unfortunately for them, the majority of the Senate did say he was guilty, but it was not the 2/3 majority. That's right. As you may remember, he was exactly 10 votes short of being fully convicted. So therefore, according to the Constitution, of needing a 2/3 majority, Donald Trump is not guilty of all the charges, and he can run for president of the United States again, which is what he decided to do. But if he wins, he will be the first president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms since Grover Cleveland. Even though he was a Democrat, Trump would be the first Republican to do that. He would also be the first Republican, he would also be the first president to come out of Florida, since his state of residency is now Florida and not New York. If he were to win, since he picked Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio as his running mate, well, J.D. Vance is the first running mate of a candidate from Ohio since 1944, which, yeah, that's surprising. So Biden decides to drop out of the race. So who's the Democrat? Well, through a virtual call, the DNC delegates decided to go for the next best person in their eyes, Kamala Harris, who, was former senator of the state of California and who is the vice president, and she is also the first female vice president. So if she were to win, well, let's just start with this. She is the first main party candidate that is a female since 2016. However, she was also the first of being picked in a very unconstitutional way, in my eyes. Because, even though the country didn't technically vote for her in the primaries, which a lot of people are kind of pissed about. Because according to the DNC rules, is that if no Democratic candidate isn't available until their convention, then they would have to, all the delegates would have to vote one by one for who the party should pick. But before they even vote for that, they have to throw out some names. And then the whole convention votes. So, yeah. Okay, so now I feel like that the DNC is trying everything in their power just to keep Trump away from the White House again. And they tried. They tried numerous different ways. Impeachment, all of his 34 indictment counts, all his all of his felony counts, and even a failed assassination attempt that may or may not have been staged. Because damn well that if Trump had actually been assassinated, more than likely some form of civil war would break out. And it would be mostly around by political party. So it'd be all the Democrats against all Republicans. And as far as I know of, Trump is the only person that has ever held public office on a national, on the federal scale, to have an assassination attempt. That doesn't mean that he didn't have several attempts when he was president. Oh no. There were definitely quite a few attempts when he was president between 2017 and 2021. But, it is what it is. Anyways, not only do we have the presidential election to worry about, we also have elections in Congress. The entire House of Representatives is up for grabs. About a third of the Senate is up for grabs. That's it for the federal level. For the state level, we have, well, for me, at least for being in Ohio, the entire Ohio General Assembly is up for grabs for being in the state, to be either a state representative or a state senator. Even though, as far as I know, it's a Republican supermajority for both houses. But who knows? I actually don't know what party currently controls it, but we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, we're here at the house. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye.